Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. As I sit at home in what is now the 12th week of our virus social distancing quarantine, I was thinking about relationships and the impact that we each have on our communities, the people that we know, the people we interact with, the people we see on social media, the people we see in our families and in our friend circles and in our jobs and our colleagues, etc. And I was thinking that each of us is only known by the people we know as one thing. Many of you know me as one thing: a friend, a cousin, a sister, a daughter, a mother, a Mimi, a teacher, a student, a colleague, an artist, a writer, a voice actor, a quirky social media friend or follower. But not only am I each of these things separately, but I am also all of those things combined. No one is only one thing. I am all of those things separately and simultaneously, and many other things as well. And each of us is our own collection of things, and each of us has our own story to tell. Experience teaches us, or tries to, if we're listening. And many of us listen carefully, and many of us don't. And many of us think we do, and turns out that we don't. And are taught the same lessons over and over again by life in a variety of different ways, until hopefully we finally get it at some point. For many years, I have shared some of my most heartfelt experiences with my students so they would know they weren't alone as they struggled through their own lives and life's challenges. And I just want to let them know on a very human level that I've been there and that they are not alone in their struggle or their suffering or their confusion or angst. I tell them in age-appropriate ways that I know from experience what it's like dealing with parental divorce and abandonment, what it's like to deal with familial mental illness, bipolarity, and narcissism, and the addiction of people who are close to you and whom you love, and how to separate their problems from your own, if at all possible. Dating angst and romantic rejection and infidelity. This is a huge one for teenagers and adults alike. Personal identity and values. How do we define ourselves, and how do we figure out what's important to us and what we value as people in a very confusing, very changeable, sometimes disappointing world. Struggling with school and grades and educational goals and career plans and the career vision, what we have, what our dreams are and where our passions and talents lie and what we envision for ourselves in our world, trying to find balance between work and life and meaning, self-discovery through therapy and self-discovery and healing through writing. All of these things, I think, are among the most important ways that I connect with students over the years, and many times have heard from them, "Oh, Mrs. Brockman, you really need to write a book. This stuff is great." Some of really funny, embarrassing stories, and some very heartfelt, emotionally vulnerable and meaningful stories that helped me figure out who I am in this crazy world. And then with my friends, adult friends, colleagues, companions, contemporaries, etc., I talk in very frank, emotionally vulnerable, bearing detail about my own divorce and my struggle with shared parenting and finding myself after that divorce and figuring out who I could be, who Marcy was beyond being a wife or a mom or a teacher or anything else. Who was I? Who am I? I talk about art as therapy and finding my creative voice and how that helped me figure out who I am and what was most meaningful to me. Learning how to deal with sexual and emotional predators. This is one that's come up a lot and often throughout my entire life. And figuring out how to find them even though they show up disguised and attempt to control me. How do you unmask them and figure out who they are and what their agendas are and where or where they don't fit into your life? I mean, that's a huge one. Finding love and courageously living within vulnerability to allow for love and trust to grow. And when you've been stalked by emotional predators and narcissists your whole life, this is a big one. How do you allow that vulnerability so that love and trust can grow without feeling like you're risking too much or opening up yourself to more pain. Building healthy boundaries for yourself is extremely important as we go forward. Learning how to allow our love for our kids to evolve with them as they grow, and learning to let go bit by bit. I know as a mom, this has been the most painful and the most challenging thing, is allowing them the space they need to grow and become adults in this world. And when all you want is the little baby in your arms again, and it can't happen. Learning how to create and manage and grow our own adult friendships in this busy, crazy world where our attention is divided and our time is stretched so thin. You know, we no longer can rely on our children's activities and their class friendship lists and get-togethers with their friends in order to build our own friendships. And although I still have some of the most important friendships of my life that I have met through my kids, as an adult now with college age or adult age children, how do you navigate friendships and maintain them through the course of time and distance and so on? And then how to grow intimacy and closeness with our extended families in this crazy, busy world. You know, now we're relying on Zoom and other virtual things because nobody's going anywhere and we haven't seen anyone. I haven't hugged my parents since February. I haven't hugged my sisters since I can't even tell you how long, probably January or February, could have even been December. I don't know when we last saw each other and were able to hug, but I know I'm only socially distancing outside and or virtually through these means with friends and family for the last at least 12 weeks or more. And it's very hard. It's very isolating. So anyway, so all of these topics and more are in my new book, Permission to Land, Searching for Love, Home, and Belonging, which is still slated to be published this summer. The book's in works. It's the designers have it and the manufacturers have it, and I can't wait to actually get my hands on it. This book itself happened in a variety of stages over the course of more than 30 years. I have been keeping journals pretty regularly since 1985 and have a very large box of books that are filled with my voice from the younger versions of me going back to my teens. And so I had all of this wealth of experiential, anecdotal reports, I guess, and from myself over the last 30 some odd years. And then I wrote a series of articles that were an outgrowth of those journal entries. I wrote them for Elephant Journal starting in 2015. And from there, I had sort of had the idea to write a memoir in 2018, but got distracted by my own medical issues, perimenopausal things leading to a hysterectomy. It was a joyful experience, but medical issues when you reach a certain age are what they are. So it derailed me and my goals for quite a while, but in October rather of 2019, I started to crystallize the idea of writing this book, and then I joined Elephant Journal's writing apprenticeship with Waylon Lewis in October of 2019, just this past October, and the writing became very serious very quickly. So between October 1st and December 15th, I wrote 121,000 words that comprised my first draft. It was a very emotional and cathartic and heart-wrenching experience that left me jarred many nights and sleepless, and dug up a lot of issues that I had forgotten or had long sublimated. And my therapist and I sort of excavated every single one of them over the course of those few months. And I became a better version of me than I had ever been before. And then the universe brought me my friend and now editor, Craig Lancaster, whose experienced editorial hand had like surgeon-like precision in helping me dig deeper and answer more questions for myself and my future readers than I had conceived of sharing before. But he helped me make the book much better than it was, and much more close to what I had hoped it would eventually be. And then I found my publishing mentor in Carrie Oberbrunner and his Author Academy Elite group and the Igniting Souls group, and they all helped me find my voice and my confidence in presenting what I wanted to present to the world. The universe brings us who we need in life at appropriate times. I fully believe that. And these three men, Waylon Lewis and Craig Lancaster and Carrie Oberbrunner, in their own ways, helped me find the voice and confidence to bring this book that was just a dream into reality. And so now I'm sharing this book with the world, and hopefully my experiences and my long view back over the 52 years of my life. My birthday was just yesterday, so it's a solid 52 years, through memories and my own journal entries, along with a wealth of psychological knowledge, hard won over 30 years in therapy. Through sharing my stories and experiences, I hope that I can inspire my readers, all of you, and your friends and your friends' friends and people I've never met, to create change that they need in their lives, to live their best lives, and to be of benefit to them. That is really the whole crux of this. I dug through all of my life and experiences to share them all with everybody, with a sincere and heartfelt hope to be of benefit to all of you, that you'll learn from my mistakes or see yourself or your own struggles in my experiences, and have hope and motivation and ambition and creativity to heal and move forward in your own life. So every purchase or pre-order of my book, Permission to Land, that's made through my website, which is marcybrockman.com, you will receive a signed copy of my book, personally signed by me to you. You'll receive a customized bookmark. I have one example here. Cute little bookmark everybody will receive. And you'll also receive the downloadable copy, a PDF of my companion journal that I created, Permission to Land, Personal Transformation Through Writing. So you can explore your own lives and experiences and take the long view back over your own life and discover the depths of your own soul and heart and growth and families, and find a new, deeper level of personal peace and acceptance. That's my gift to you. I can't imagine a more profound experience than that. And I hope that you will all join me on this adventure, and you will help me or let me join you on yours. I can't imagine anything more profound. Anyway, so 12 weeks in quarantine, and lots of crazy emotions and lots of fear and anxiety about how the world is being transformed, how our planet is being reborn without human interference, and pollution is subsiding, and global climate change is adjusting itself. Gas prices are less than $2 a gallon. I haven't seen that in the United States in a very long time. And I hope that from this experience, this isolation, this change in our priorities and our viewpoints, that we're evolving, and that when we come out the other side of this, which hopefully, knock wood, we all do, we have reshaped our priorities and changed our values to be more honest and true and closer to our hearts, and more kind and more accepting and less judgmental, and that we allow this to positively transform who we are. Anyway, thanks for your time. I hope you all are well and happy, and your families are all well and happy. And I hope that you take me up on my offer and join me on my journey. marcybrockman.com. You have all the information there. Thanks so much.